Hey, it's just me again. Um, Doing the no
Finish this swiftly!
face cam thing today. No, just
Now!
looking kind of like crap tonight, so I decided I'll just do this as an
My
audio
turn!
only and supply some gameplay footage from Cold Steel 3. Uh, Only because I've been playing the shit out of that game recently, just trying to get through the story.
My turn!
My god, these games are so fucking long. But I guess in a way it makes it worth your money. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for right
Now's our
now.
chance!
What I'm actually here for today,
Yes!
I just kind of want to talk through something
If you
on
could, I'll
that's
handle it.
been on my mind for about half a year plus now.
Let's go!
Um, it goes back to an event that happened back in what was it? It was end
It's
of
my turn!
October, early November last year. Um,
Sit!
and
Leave it to me.
I keep thinking on it, and I can never reach a good resolution as for how to deal with it. Um,
My turn.
as it involves a part of my family, I
I'll
guess a
handle
little bit
this.
trickier because
I
we're on
swear upon my sword,
opposite
evil
sides
will
of the
not
issue,
prevail.
and I'm sure you probably figured it out by now. But that issue is the fact that I am trans, and yeah, things did not go all that great with my older sister.
Sit! Our chance to attack.
Um, so give me a second here. I want to see if I can
My
find
turn!
the screenshots I took of the messages involved.
Now!
Um,
An opening! Now.
Basically, what this stems from
Now.
was sorry,
Leave it to
it
me.
was a couple of messages that were sent to me
It's my
by
turn.
my sister's husband.
It's down.
He
An opening.
has been
This is it.
very vocal in his
My
anti-trans
turn.
stance ever since um,
My
even the
turn.
days of the former
It's off
president,
balance.
if you can even
An
call him
opening.
that.
Parrot.
But yeah, let's see here.
Just
I've
what I
got
expect
this
from you,
here.
Laura. I believe that's my line.
Let's see. So yeah, I screenshotted the conversation way back when. Um, okay, so
Finish this swiftly.
this all actually started initially back in
Yeah.
May of 2021. This is back before I was even started on HRT. Um, I was still in the process of getting approved for it. Um, and I had let it slip to a couple
Leave it
family
to me.
members because I figured that I could trust them. And around the same time, my
Now.
mother was having a celebration for her 80th
I'm
birthday.
up.
Um, so it's about a week and a half before that, maybe 2 weeks, that may possibly. Anyway, I get this
Let's go.
message from my brother-in-law, and like I was saying, he's been anti-trans and anti-LGBTQ plus uh,
I'm up.
for as long as I've known him. You know. And with the Trump presidency, what pathetic excuse that guy was.
Hostile suppressed.
He just got more vocal about it. And anyway, he sends me this message. And I'm reading it verbatim from the screenshot I took. And he says, "You get that operation before your mom's birthday, you're it's being selfish and an idiot both at the same time. You need to think of her before you go and do something like this.
Enemy found.
It's your mistake to
Begin
make, but don't
suppression.
bring down the rest of your family to do it." Okay,
Now.
so he sent that. And
An
I
opening.
made the mistake of
Yes.
engaging and responding to that. Um,
Now
yeah, that,
I'll assist.
that was my first mistake.
I shall go.
Um, he wouldn't listen when I explained that there's a process, there's
My turn.
a waiting time, there's all kinds of shit you have to go through, all kinds of hoops to jump through, hurdles to get around, before you can even consider a surgery. But because he's a Trumper, those conservative Christian fundamentalist types,
My turn.
he didn't listen. He just parroted the same point over and over again.
Now's our chance.
So whatever.
I'll assist.
But anyway,
turn.
so in late October, he sends me another message, which, like the first one, it was unsolicited. And he says, "You can take all the drugs you want, mutilate yourself all you want. You were born male. Your XY chromosomes have determined that. You've determined that your life as a man hasn't worked out the way you wanted, so why not change to the very thing that has caused you so much strife?"
My turn.
Holy run-on sentence, Batman. He says, "You're an adult, so go do what you're going to do, but just keep in mind that the supposed happiness you think might come from this decision might not bring happiness to the most important people in your life." Okay. So, yeah.
My turn.
So, I wound up, checking in with my sister because of this one. I sent the screenshot of the message,
I'll assist.
and I just basically just sent it to say, yeah,
I saw old class
your
7
husband
street
is
once more.
trying to instigate here.
You're flattering me.
So just thought you should know, that kind of, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I took exception to the second message, especially. I mean, I'm never going to argue that that my chromosomes were what they were and what they are. That doesn't mean I can't take steps to change the outside to fit the inside.
There.
But
It's mine.
anyway, the sentence that really pissed me off was where he said, "You've determined that your life as a man hasn't worked out the way you wanted, so why not change to the very thing that caused you so much strife?" Okay, that right there was a blatant cheap shot at me for my failed relationships. I mean, the fact that I was married and it didn't work out. I mean, I was divorced within 18 months. So, yeah, my only other long-term relationship was a 4.5-year one, which, yeah, she was a total psychopath. So, I just look at this as him just taking a cheap shot at me and being an asshole. So, I when I messaged my sister and let her know that he's sending me unsolicited messages and trying to instigate with me. I wound up blocking him after this message because clearly all he's looking for is a fight. Just like, yeah, fuck this. So, yeah. And I wound up getting a message back from my sister about 2 weeks later. And I'm going to read this verbatim because, for context. And she said, she sent me a message. I'm sorry if it's going to drone on and on a little bit, but it's for full context. She says, "So I have been doing my best to figure out the best way to respond to this message from you. Let me start by saying that I love you as you are my little brother and my family." Gag. "I hope you know that, but there comes a time that I need to voice my thoughts. I hope that you understand that it's not to hurt you, but to at least be honest with you. Let me start with a note from Chris." That's my brother-in-law. He is trying to give you another thought that is not just about you, but how your decisions do affect others. He sent it privately, did not spread it publicly on Facebook. And I like how my sister is an HR representative, and she works HR for
My turn.
a sizable business. Didn't even spell publicly correctly. Did not call you names, but your first reaction was to call him a name and reach out to me. He could have blocked you long ago when you started this, but he didn't. So where he has a different opinion than you,
I'll handle this.
you lashed out in a hateful way, pretty much showing that if someone thinks different than you, they are now an ass, in quotation marks.
I'll assist.
You can be proud that he was actually upset that you blocked him.
I'm up.
Dead name. There are those of us who have been walking on eggshells around you. We deeply feel that this is not going to change the hurt that
It's mine.
you have inside you on your chosen
Leave it to
path.
me.
Most of us are concerned that you are hiding who you really are. My personal belief is that you are telling God that He screwed up and you are taking control instead of following His path for you.
This is it.
I do love you, but we don't agree with your
I shall
choices.
go.
I am so sorry for your hurt and pain. I pray for you every day that you can find peace. I will not belabor this conversation, but I had to be honest on my part. Again, know that we do care and do love you. Peace to you, dead name. With love, sister.
My turn.
Yeah.
I shall go.
So, yeah, I took a lot of issue with this.
Hostile suppressed. Continue mission.
No, Trish, I don't need you on me right now. The cat's trying to get on me. No, 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 Trish, okay, you can stay, but just, you're gonna... I have a cat sitting on my chest right now. So don't purr too loud because I got a microphone right here, okay? But yeah, so I've got let's see. Sorry, I got distracted by the cat and I lost my spot. But let's see. So she makes this point where she says, this note from Chris. He is trying to give you another thought that is not just about you, but how your decisions do affect others. Okay. What he is doing there, he is not just trying to offer a difference of opinion. If he was doing that, he could have done with a lot less malice, a lot less attitude. You know, that whole shit about you decided that life has a man, blah, 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 become the thing that caused you so much strife.
I shall go.
No, that was just instigation. That was trying to get a rise out of me. And I'm not playing that game. Okay. And then, let's see. Yeah, so a difference of opinion? No, that's just instigation. Send it privately, did not spread publicly on Facebook. Did not call you names. No, he did call me names. He called me an idiot the very first message. So, yeah, I'm calling bullshit right there. And if the microphone picks up on the cat purring, I apologize.
Now.
But she's like 6 inches away from the microphone right now and is very loud with her motor. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Leave it to
The
me.
cat is such a cuddler. But, okay, yeah, did not call you names. My first reaction was to call him a name and reach out to me. No, actually, my first reaction was to block him
Let's go.
and ponder what to do about it for a few days.
It's off balance.
I'll assist.
He could have blocked you long ago when you started this, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was his decision.
Now.
And I kept him out of it. I mean, I kept this guy,
Sudden strength once more.
purposely kept him
Yes,
from seeing any of
you as
my social media posts related to my transition.
Stats updated.
I mean, I made the mistake of keeping my sister on the list of people who got to see those posts, but I made sure that my sister's husband was not a member of that small group. So where he has a different opinion than you lashed out in a hateful way. Yeah, no. Calling someone an ass because they're being an ass is not hateful. It's just calling someone out on their bullshit. You can be proud that he was actually upset that you blocked him. Yeah, well, he shouldn't have instigated. Dead name. There are those of us who have been walking on eggshells around you. Yeah, who? No, I'm not saying Yahoo. I'm saying, yeah, who dat? We deeply feel that this is not going to change the hurt that you have inside on your chosen path. Yeah, you have no right to talk about that. Most of us are concerned that you're hiding who you really are. Well, here's the fun part about that. You got it completely backwards. The person that I was in the past, that was the fake, the false persona of me. The person I am now is the real me. And then she says, my personal belief is that you are telling God that he screwed up and you are taking control instead of following his path for you. Okay, full disclosure here. I am Christian. I do believe in my God, my Creator. And my personal belief is that this is the path that God laid out for me, and I'm following his path.
More lies ahead.
I have never once thought that God made a mistake in making me who I was. Because this is one of those things where, not everyone has to be the same cookie cutter person. Just because you're born with, with a certain set of anatomy does not mean that you have to follow this exact blueprint for life. People change. People have free will. People are called to do various things in their lives. So, why is it so hard to believe that, the creator of the universe, the ruler of everything, has a unique path for me? Why is it so hard to wrap your head around? So. Yeah, so that was what my sister sent me back in November.
This one looks right.
A worthy opponent.
Now I have since then made many attempts. I mean, probably a good, I don't know,
Leave it to
probably at least 15 times now. I've sat in front of that camera and I have tried and tried and tried and tried to
My turn.
to spit out a response to her, to go point by point and tell her exactly what I'm
I shall
thinking.
go.
Well, I've never actually been able to finish any of them because I would always go off the rails and lose my cool.
An opening.
And so
Let's go.
we've not been in contact with each other since
It's off balance.
since that happened.
It's
Christmas
my
I sent her a card and sent her and her husband gift cards from Amazon, whatever, as is the usual tradition. But apart from that, I've not spoken to her.
Just like I remember.
That was around the same time that I also deleted my old Facebook account. Started a new one up with my current name. And but now it was inevitable, but she will be arriving in town next weekend.
Ready.
So I think she said in the group text that she'll be in town starting this Saturday and staying for about 2 weeks.
Now.
So yeah, I'm a little unsure what I want to do here. I mean, I'm not going to avoid my mom's house for those 2 weeks because that's where she'll be staying. But I'm at this point where I'm just,
Brace yourself.
I don't know how I want to go about, you know, dealing with her. And
Blinding light.
you know, I did always say that I'm not going to avoid the situation with her,
Iolaus.
but I really don't know what to say to someone who, is so opposed to me being me. Now, thankfully, her husband won't be
Fulfill
around,
my duty as a
but
noble.
shit, I think I'm off the microphone. Sorry, but it's just one of those things where how do you start a conversation with someone who refuses to accept you as you are? So that's where I'm at right now. I don't
We've
know
lost time.
how I'm going
Pick
to do
up
it.
the
I
pace.
don't know what I need to do as far as if I should like have note cards in front of me or whatever. Because she's the kind of person that you will be forced to listen to whatever she has to say. She's she's one of those people that if she disagrees with you, she will tell you and she will make you listen whether you want to or not. So she'll make you listen whether you want to or not. And she's the kind of
Now, we fight as one.
and and I'm not good with debates. I'm not good with arguments
My
or
turn.
conflict. So I know that if we wind up talking,
An opening.
this whole thing is just going to wind up being her
It's down.
tearing into me because
Mine.
of how wrong I am for
It's my
everything.
turn.
And
An opening.
it's like how do you
This is
how do you
it.
get around that?
Yes.
How do you get past it? Because I really don't
Sorry,
know
I'll handle it.
exactly what I need to do with that.
Yeah.
If I could
Hostile
just
suppressed. Continue mission.
make my points without her, trying to, trying to put me down at every turn, because I know that's what's going to happen. The fact of the matter is that, I come from a very conservative, very 1950s mindset household where I grew up, and
I have the advantage.
she has those ideals,
It's down.
those thoughts about what
I'll assist.
about
It's my turn.
gender and sex, and that
Now.
if you're born a male, you're supposed to have these characteristics, supposed to do this, and this. And if you're born with female anatomy, then your place is this, and that. And any deviation from that is seen as an
My
issue.
turn.
My turn.
And so
There.
that's where I'm at right now. I made the mistake back in 2021, early on, when
I'm up.
I came out to her. She was the first member of the immediate family that knew about me.
Form up. Iron will.
And she didn't say anything back then.
Let's go.
So I took her,
Very well.
you
I shall go.
cat.
There.
So I took her silence
Hostile
as
suppressed.
not having an
Continue
issue with it. Which unfortunately was an incorrect assumption on my part. So yeah, if I'd known that she had an issue with it, because I made a mistake because it was a lot had to do with her job. She's in HR, so I figured as a person who works in HR, you know, you deal with a lot of different people when you work in human resources for any kind of a large company. So I took that as you know, kind of a, you know, an indicator that she might be okay with me. But clearly that was not the case. So in that regard, you know, I definitely made a mistake. I wish I had better clarity on the whole thing
Powerful enemy.
because
Exercise
I
caution.
could have avoided a lot by just
Now.
not trusting her back then.
There. There.
I mean, I kept the rest of the family in the dark about it
Leave it to me.
because I didn't think that they were ready for it. And it's been kind of a split down the middle between which ones support, which ones don't support me.
I leave it to you.
I'll handle the rest.
But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to
My turn.
kind of sort my thoughts out on this whole thing, especially with her arriving in just a few days.
Everyone!
Yes. Understood.
Again, I will be going out and visiting mom and seeing the sister at the same time.
Now.
But
An opening!
it's gonna be
It's my
so
turn.
fucking awkward that I don't know how to handle
Now's our
it.
chance.
An opening.
That's why I'm just
That wasn't
I'm like,
difficult.
what do I do?
Yeah. Good job.
How do I talk to someone who opposes my
A
being
matter of course.
you know,
I
what I
must
am at my
continue to
very
train.
core?
We did it.
I mean, if I had the choice to not be trans, you better fucking believe that I would not be trans. But I've been this way since I was a kid, you know, since I was even before I was an adolescent. So what am I supposed to do? Is just, you know, keep denying it, keep denying myself as a person that I am?
A powerful foe. Ready
It
yourself.
just
Powerful enemy.
it
Exercise
doesn't
caution.
work. I mean, I tried that at one point,
I shall go.
actually at multiple points in my life, and all it wound up doing when I repressed myself was
Seize
it broke my
victory.
mind.
Noble rise!
Now.
So
There.
it's not like I could just keep living a life, you know, keep living the lie that I am a cisgender, you know, regular guy, because that's absolutely not who and what I am.
Arcus activate. Let's go.
But anyway, looks like I'm coming up on almost half an hour here, so I'm gonna stop talking, get this
My turn.
clipped and uploaded, and yeah, we'll
There.
see how it goes from here.
It's my turn.
So if you have any inputs, just let me know,
This is the blade of the
and
eight
I'll
leaves.
talk to you later. Should be a regular video next time, regular face video. The next day I record anyway,
Finish this swiftly.
because I should actually have a face that doesn't look like death.
I'll assist.
So anyway,
I
I
shall
will
go.
talk to you later.